Google's pushing a new Flash model optimized for agents. A startup just landed a massive 400 million to shake up AI coding, and we're seeing big M&A moves from Anthropic. What do these shifts mean for your product roadmap and engineering efforts this week? Let's dive into the practical side of AI. No BS AI briefing brought to you by Proactive AI. Welcome back. I'm your host Vikash Sharma, and this is where builders get straightforward AI news without the fluff. All right, let's dive in. We've got some really high signal items this week that I think will resonate with many of you building products. First up, Google just made Gemini 3.7 Flash generally available. This isn't just another incremental update, it's a strategic move. Google specifically optimized this model for coding and for agentic workflows, meaning it's designed to handle those multi step complex tasks where an AI needs to reason and use tools. What's even more interesting is their introductory pricing, which runs through December 31st, 2026. For builders, this is a clear signal that Google is making a direct play against models like Anthropic's Claude Fable 5 and even OpenAI's GPT-4o, especially for those low latency coding and orchestration tasks. That introductory pricing window, it's your time to really evaluate if this model fits into your stack before standard rates kick in. Are you seeing the same low latency performance in your tests? Next, we saw a massive funding round close for Lovable, an AI coding platform that just secured 400 million. This was announced via YouTube, which is a bit of an interesting channel for a funding announcement of this size, but the news is real. This round positions Lovable as a serious major player in the AI assisted development tooling space. For us builders, this isn't just another startup getting funded, it reinforces a clear demand for more specialized, robust AI coding solutions that go beyond what a general tool like GitHub Copilot offers. It signals premium valuations for AI that directly enhances developer productivity, and frankly, it raises the competitive pressure on existing incumbents in this space. If you're building dev tools, how are you preparing for this level of competition and investment? Also, in enterprise AI, Scan AI launched its new enterprise platform, having raised $63 million in a Series B round, co-led by Cathay Innovation and Dell Technologies Capital. Scan's platform introduces Blueprint and AI agents specifically designed to ground large language models in existing business workflows. This is a critical area because generic LLMs often struggle with enterprise specific context and data. For product leaders and engineers, this funding highlights that capital is increasingly flowing into AI infrastructure that solves real world enterprise integration challenges. Dell Technologies. Capital's involvement is particularly noteworthy. It suggests a strategic interest from major infrastructure players in the application layer of AI, especially where it helps ground LLMs in specific business logic. Are you facing similar grounding challenges in your own enterprise AI deployments? Moving over to potential market consolidation, Bloomberg reported via a YouTube clip that Anthropic is in advanced discussions to acquire Descartes AI for approximately $6 billion. Now, this isn't finalized, but the talks are definitely happening, possibly ahead of Anthropic's own potential IPO. If this acquisition goes through, it's a strong indicator of Anthropic's buy versus build strategy, suggesting Descartes AI holds some meaningful technology, talent, or market position that Anthropic wants to bring in-house. For us builders, it points to further consolidation in the AI space. Expect to see more of these big players snapping up smaller innovative companies with specialized tech or unique capabilities. It changes the competitive landscape, doesn't it? And finally, something a little different but incredibly impactful. Gamgee, a YC-backed cancer vaccine startup, has just emerged. This startup is born out of AI-designed cancer vaccine research, which incredibly was first used to successfully treat a dog's cancer. This isn't just software. This is applied AI with tangible, real world impact in biotech and pharma. For any of you building outside of pure software or even thinking about how AI can cross over, GAMG is a fantastic case study. Y Combinator's backing signals serious commercial potential, and it's a powerful example of how deep research can translate directly into venture backed startups solving some of humanity's biggest problems. It really makes you think about the broader potential of AI beyond just chat interfaces, doesn't it? Now, out of all those stories, I want to take a deeper dive into Lovable's massive $400 million raise for their AI coding platform. For me, this is the most important story of the batch because it really validates venture scale demand for specialized coding assistants, not just the general purpose ones we've become used to. What happened here is straightforward. Lovable closed a substantial $400 million funding round. This isn't a small seed round. It positions them as a serious major player in the AI assisted development tools space. This isn't just about a new product, it's about a significant belief from investors that the market for AI coding is far from saturated. Why does this matter right now? Well, for a long time, GitHub Copilot has been the undisputed leader, sort of defining what an AI coding assistant could be. But Lovable's success, especially with such a large capital injection, indicates that there's ample room for multiple winners in this space. They're positioning themselves around web development and rapid prototyping, suggesting a focus on specific use cases where AI can truly accelerate work. For product leaders, engineering managers, and individual contributors, this means AI coding help isn't just a nice to have anymore, it's rapidly becoming table stakes. It's a feature set that must integrate cleanly with your IDEs, your terminals, and your overall development workflow. This isn't just about code completion, it's about intelligent scaffolding, bug detection, and even full feature generation. So, who specifically should care about this? Founders and product managers need to be acutely aware of how tools like Lovable are changing developer velocity. If your competitors can ship features twice as fast because their engineers are leveraging these new tools, you're at a significant disadvantage. How will this impact your product roadmap? Are you building internal tools that could be made redundant or enhanced by these platforms? Engineering leaders, this is directly about your team's productivity and morale. Evaluating these specialized tools isn't a luxury, it's a strategic necessity. Can you integrate them effectively? What's the ROI? Can they help you reduce technical debt or accelerate onboarding for new engineers? And for the indie hackers and individual builders out there, this is huge. Tools like Lovable could potentially allow small teams or even solo founders to achieve output that previously required much larger engineering resources. It lowers the barrier to entry for building complex applications, especially in web dev. How I'd think about it as a builder is this. This $400 million raise isn't just about Lovable as a company. It's a strong signal about the entire application layer of AI. The capital isn't just going to the foundational model providers anymore. It's going to companies that are building compelling, specialized applications on top of those models. I'd be looking at my own stack and asking, where are my developers still spending a disproportionate amount of time on repetitive coding tasks? Could a specialized AI assistant cut that time in half? Could it allow us to prototype entirely new ideas faster? It suggests that if you're building dev tools, you need a strong defensible niche. If you're using dev tools, you need to be constantly evaluating the market for new ways to gain efficiency. This is a game changer for speed and iteration. My Nobius take here is that while 400 million is a huge amount of money, it's not proof of immediate market share or guaranteed revenue. There's significant execution risk, and incumbents will certainly be watching and likely responding either by replicating features or through acquisitions. But the underlying trend is undeniable. specialized AI coding tools are a rapidly maturing category. Don't fall for the hype of a single valuation number, but definitely pay attention to the fundamental shift in developer productivity these platforms represent. If you want one practical takeaway from today's episode, here it is. Ask your team, what changes if specialized AI coding tools are effectively free? This isn't just about cost, it's about ubiquity and capability. Here's how to try it in under 30 minutes. First, gather your engineering team or even just a few key developers for a quick, focused 15-minute brainstorm. Don't worry about perfect meeting agendas or deep analysis. Just grab a whiteboard, a shared doc, or even just a quick virtual huddle. The goal is rapid ideation. Second, pose the question directly and without reservation. Imagine specialized AI coding tools going beyond basic auto completion to include full feature generation, automated bug fixing, or even comprehensive test suite writing became effectively free and universally reliable within the next 12 to 18 months. What would that mean for our product and our entire development process? Encourage wild ideas and don't allow immediate dismissal. Third, facilitate a discussion to identify key impact areas. Talk about which parts of your product development might become commoditized. Where do you currently dedicate significant engineering time that could be dramatically automated or accelerated away by these tools? More importantly, what new types of features, products, or even entire business models could you pursue if the fundamental act of coding wasn't a bottleneck, if it was essentially a free resource? And fourth, and this is crucial, pinpoint your durable moat. If basic coding becomes effectively commoditized, where does your team's unique domain expertise, your deep user insights, your proprietary data, or your specific industry knowledge become even more critical? What truly differentiates you when the low-level building blocks are widely available and cheap? Why this specific experiment is worth your time right now is because it's about proactively stress testing your current product strategy and your engineering roadmap against a highly plausible future. This isn't about predicting the exact future with 100% accuracy. It's about recognizing the irreversible trend toward more powerful, more accessible AI in coding. By understanding what might become commoditized, you can double down on the areas where human creativity, unique problem solving, and deep industry knowledge are truly irreplaceable. It helps you build for long term durability, not just incremental gains, in an AI powered world. That's it for today's No BS AI briefing. If this helped, follow the show in your podcast app and share it with one builder you know. And if you've got questions or topics you want covered, connect with me on LinkedIn and send them over. See you in the next briefing.